I get it. Rocket blowers, lens wipes, and memory card holders is not exactly what comes to mind when we think about blowing our budget on new video production gear. Those were your bonuses. Stay tuned for 10 more of the most overlooked video production essentials that every videographer and filmmaker need to have in their kits. Your color management. You need a grade card and or a color checker, right? Some type of color checker, whether it's X-Rite or by Spider. You need these two items in order to make sure that you are getting proper exposure, that your white balance is going to be correct, and it is useful if you are matching different cameras and different colors and things of that nature. The next thing you need to have in your kit is a 5-in-1 reflector. Now this 5-in-1 reflector, it works on many different levels in order to help you to level up your production. One of which is that it helps you to save money or not having to purchase an additional light. Outside of that, this 5-in-1 reflector can be used to bounce light, it can be used to diffuse light, and it can be used in order to provide a negative fill. The last thing you will want to have to worry about while on set is someone tripping and falling over your equipment. That is where bongo ties and Velcro straps come into play. It can be used to help you to tighten up those loose cords that you may have on set. It can be used to tighten up your XLR cable around your boom pole. It can even be used on your actual production rig in order to tighten up some of those wirings, which will in turn allow for you to appear more presentable. Following up on cable management, one of the most overlooked essentials is actually media management. In general, you will probably need 3 different types of storage devices. One, which is probably the most obvious, will be your SSD or your CF card, depending on whatever you're recording to straight from your camera. After that, I would recommend having an SSD, which you will then be able to edit off of, and editing from an SSD will allow things to move much more quickly. Finally, you will probably need a HDD or 2. Now, this is the slowest of the bunch, but you will only be using this for storage. Now, before we get to the next 5 most overlooked video production essentials, if you've been finding value at all in this video, tap that like button so we can get this video in front of more people. The next most overlooked essential are headphones. It's pretty self-explanatory what you need them for, but it is often forgotten. I would advise that you take a cheap pair and just throw it in your kit and just leave it there and it can just be there for redundancy. Or you can do like me and strap it onto your actual rig using a bongo tie. The next, and probably my most favorite and often overlooked essential, are friction arms. Friction arms can be used in a multitude of ways. It can be used to get a shotgun mic closer to your subject. It can be used to place your monitor off to the side of your rig. Or you can use it how I often use it, which is actually clamping that down onto my tripod while having my Zoom H6 onto the other side so that I can monitor audio while sitting right next to the camera as I interview my subject for corporate gigs. Hey, what up, family? Editor Dyme here. I just want to cut in right quick to swap out one of the things that I had on this list. And I want to insert extension cables. Whether you're shooting indoors or if you're shooting outdoors, I can guarantee that you will never regret having a pair of extension cables inside of your kit. I would advise that you get some masking tape and or painter's tape in order to be able to secure whatever it is that you're securing without leaving residue or without pulling up any fixtures. Okay, we are now down to the last 2 essentials. The first one is a rolling bag or a utility cart. Because a lot of times we might hop on YouTube and it's a lot of what's in my camera bag videos. But if you're actually out there and you're doing production work, even as a 1-person band, if you're doing production work, chances are all the gear that you need will not fit in your book bag. The last thing I want to touch on are business cards. You got to have business cards. Now, I heard somewhere that business cards are for people that don't want to do business with you. However, if you're on set and you're setting up your cameras and you're setting up your lights and you're setting up a microphone, chances are you will attract attention. Now, in the midst of attracting this attention, you can't stop what you're doing in order to converse with that person that's asking questions. But you can hand them your business card. You can carry out that conversation at a later date in order to not be disrespectful to your client while also making that potential contact. I want to thank you all for tuning in, and I hope you feel as if this was a good use of your time. If you're interested in learning a bit about lighting and how to light up your set professionally while on a budget, tap this video right here and I'll see you in the next one.